We are. Just type number 1 if you're watching live. Type number 2 if you're watching on a replay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind comments. And I see a lot of my friends here from the Balkans, especially here on Instagram. We have Edina, we have Bibo, we have Diana, we have Samir. Thank you so much for being here. And if you are in any other platform type, again, number 1 if you're watching live, number 2 if you're watching on a replay. We're just excited today. Now, I'm gonna ask you one thing again, as we were just discussing just a few seconds ago while we started the broadcast on Zoom and also on Instagram. And that question is the following: why do so many people feel mentally tired? And what refine, or what I'm going to tell you about, can do for them. So have you ever wondered, you know, why do I always feel tired? And you go to the doctor and they do all the tests, and you're completely fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Let me tell you one thing. How many people today are not exactly sick, but they also don't feel sharp? Many people, and that, included me at some point. I always wonder, hey man, I just you speaking to my doctor, I just don't feel quite there yet. I feel sick. They run, at some point they ran tests and things like that, and there was nothing happening. But some people, and I include myself, they wake up tired, forget things, they lose focus, they feel mentally heavy, they have brain fog, they start something and they don't finish it. You go upstairs because you forgot something, and once you're upstairs, you're like, why did I get here? What did I come to do? If that's you, hang in tight. Just, I'm gonna tell you something, because that's me. I have been there. I have felt that way, and the truth is that a lot of people are trying to solve a deeper problem with more coffee, with more sugar, more stimulation, more scrolling. But the reality is that we all need support for the brain, for our nervous system, circulation, and our daily life. Now, again, my name is Dani Nedelko. For those of you who are watching here live, thank you, Esmera. Hi, Renata. Hi, um, Maria, Lucia. Hello there to all my friends on Instagram, also here on different platforms. I'm going to tell you one thing. This broadcast, and I just want to be very clear, because I don't want you to take things wrong. I'm not a doctor. I am a health and wellness coach. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I love designing products, and I love, the natural stuff. So, with that said, when you're watching this video, do not take anything as medical advice. I'm not here to be your doctor. I do not diagnose, prescribe, treat, cure anything. No, that's not what we're here for. But we're here to acquire information and knowledge, because knowledge is power. Because when you have knowledge, then you know exactly what to do and how to fix the issues, and especially, whenever we want to be healthier and better. Now, um, what exactly is what I'm talking about today? What is refine? And maybe you're watching this and don't Google it. You're gonna find a whole bunch of links. That's not what I'm trying to do right now. But it is a combination of ginkgo and ginseng. It is a liquid extract, and this is the US version. I also will have here very soon the Europe version, so I can show it to you. But refining is one of those simplest products to really just explain it clearly, because it is two hero ingredients in liquid form. The first one is ginkgo biloba. Second one is Panax ginseng. And I can tell you exactly, the milligrams, inside of the single dose. That is 240 milligrams of ginkgo biloba and 200 milligrams of Panax ginseng in a serving of 1 milliliters, which is a drop full of this. It's great, incredible. It's amazing. Tastes Taste natural. I don't promise you it's gonna taste super, super sweet. It's not, one thing that you want to take every single day. Yes, but it is amazing. It makes you feel really, really good. Now, and when you understand these ingredients and what we have studied, not only us, because these ingredients have been studied for many, many years, you're going to understand what it can do to you, for you and to you, and you're going to be able to feel more clear, more awake, more focused, and like more like yourself. There's not going to be this brain fog, this tiredness and things like that. Now, this is not about hype. I'm not trying to hype you up. I'm not trying to tell you that this is the product that has never been there before. No, because I'm going to not speak truth. Why? Because ginkgo and ginseng have been used for millennia in Asia. And now, like as we're speaking right now in Asia, the doctors actually prescribe ginkgo and ginseng. Yes. So these not broadcast, but this video is about giving you information so you can make better decisions. Now, talking about Refine. Refine gives your brain and your body a better support. And there's one thing that most people need when we're going to work, we're trying to complete a lot of tasks, and maybe you're a mom, like me, you have multiple things on your head. You have to go to work, you have to get up early, make sure that everybody eats, make sure that your husband has everything, or maybe you're single and you're a student and you're studying for finals and you are on the go, yet you don't want to have the jitters, you don't want to drink as much coffee. I love coffee, but don't get me wrong, you cannot be drinking your weight out of exhaustion, tons of cups of coffee, because that's not healthy. Now, both ginkgo and ginseng have been widely studied. There's over 2,000 medical studies on PubMed, that GOV, which is the medical National Medical Library in the United States. And those medical studies are mainly done for cognition and vitality when it comes to outcomes. Now, let's talk about what people are dealing with today. People are overwhelmed, overstimulated, under-recovered. People are not sleeping enough. Maybe you are doing a whole bunch of things and you need to complete stuff for your school, or you have papers due. I don't know, maybe you're working to complete some quotes for customers or for your clients or for people who are asking for those things. Maybe you're an attorney, you're preparing for court, you're doing different things, I don't know, but you're not sleeping enough. You're carrying all this stress, and your attention sometimes goes fragmented, and our energy is inconsistent. And many people tell me things like that. I can't concentrate. Whenever I talk to people about coaching, health and wellness, my brain feels low. Or I get tired in the middle of the day, I don't know what to do. I go upstairs, I don't know what I'm doing, I forget my passwords, I don't know what I left my glasses. And the worst nightmare, I left my kid somewhere, and that has happened to people. That has happened actually to my mom. She forgot me somewhere. So don't feel bad about yourself. There are many things that can happen when you are on the go and you are just trying to make things happen. Now, of course, if someone was having serious symptoms, I will advise that you go and talk to your doctor. You have an emergency, always go to the emergency room. Don't wait for a supplement to do everything for you, because that's not the right thing to do. Now, for everyday support, many people are looking for something natural that helps them feel more clear, focused, and steady, instead of trying to fix it with, I don't know, like a band-aid, like the problem. Sometimes we try to fix problems, like if we have a scratch, we just go put a band-aid, but the real issue, we don't deal with it. So, and this is where Refine comes in. Instead of trying to avoid all the main issues, we are going to deal with them. And that's what we do in NH Global. We're not treating you, diagnosing you, replacing you your medications or anything like that. But in reality, what we're doing, we are helping you alongside with your medical professionals, because we're not fighting against doctors or anything like that. I have amazing doctor friends. Most of my family members are doctors, and I love the medical professionals. But we do know that some medications do have side effects, especially those for the brain when it comes down with focus and energy and things like that. So we want to help you really support your body with natural things. And if you're taking medications, you can still take your medications, and you can still consult your physician about implementing a brand new supplement every time you try to take it. Now, there are, as I was telling you, many medical studies that you can go and look at, but you look through them online. Now, today we're going to talk about these two ingredients, and I'm going to be very brief. We're going to talk about now one of the raw ingredients in this product, which is ginkgo biloba at 240 milligrams, which is considered in some parts of the world, at least here in the United States, as a really great dose. In Europe is the maximum dose that you can give to an adult per serving. And in the US, there are some functional medicine clinics that even give higher doses. Now, ginkgo is one of those botanical ingredients that have been studied back and forth, especially in relation with cognitive function, memory related performance, and blood flow, including our, brain and all those things, how it works, the oxygenation in our brain, which is really interesting because circulation of oxygen in the brain can make the difference on any individual to do better at school, in daily life, and in general. Some reviews in different publications suggest the potential benefit in the cognitive function while taking ginkgo, and in this case we're talking about ginkgo for a specific period of time. Now, a good simple way to explain ginkgo is this: it is often discussed as a botanical that may help you. It's not going to solve your problems, but may help you and support you with mental clarity, focus, healthy circulation, brain oxygenation support, and daily cognitive performance. So that is how, there's a big community in NH Global, in our company, that are big fans of, Refine. They have seen many benefits, and they feel mentally more alert. They feel really good. Now, let's talk about Panax ginseng at 200 milligrams. This is one of the classic adaptogenic herbs. Yes, it's an adaptogenic herb, and it's really, the word is kind of weird. I'm not a doctor, as I was telling you. I'm just a coach. But it has been studied for fatigue, mental performance, immune function, and metabolic health. The last one is one of my favorite ones. I love anything that has to do with metabolic health. And well, that's another topic for another Facebook Live or another broadcast. But there was a systematic review in 2024, and meta-analysis reported that this ingredient has beneficial effects on cognitive function, while others reviews suggest that ginseng may help with some fatigue in certain, in certain specific demographic and populations. Now, there are some studies that report that immune support effect, like, as I was mentioning, brain fog and all those things could be improved. Now, you can go to PubMed or PubMed.gov, yes. So you can go and look at the information. You just type ginkgo, and you will have all the medical studies, or you type ginseng and the same thing. So Panax ginseng can help you with mental stamina, physical vitality, stress resilience, daily energy, and immune system support. So who can take this? Even, people who are not experiencing, dramatic, fatigue and things like that. But you can take this as a pre-workout or as a recovery when you go to the gym. So that's a big reason why I love combining ginseng and ring and ginkgo, and that's why we brought these to the market just in 2021, which is almost 5 years this year. So why the synergy between these two ingredients? Ginkgo is often associated with clarity and circulation support. Ginseng is often associated with energy and resilience support. So putting them together, it's really, really, purposely done for you to have the following: support with brain fog, focus, just to improve your state in terms of fatigue, helping you whenever you have low days so you can feel a little bit better. Productivity support: when you are on the go, you have a lot of tasks and you don't know where to start, you take it and you feel amazing. When you're on your period, women, just before your period, I know that PMS is bad, but even if you don't have PMS, um you feel better because you're going nuts when right before your period. I don't know about you, but I experience those things 1 or 2 days before my period. I make sure I take a good dose of these because it helps me. It doesn't take away the stress and all the craziness, but it helps with calmness of mind and things like that. Study days when you are on finals, specifically those who are in college, high school, even if you're studying for your master's degree, you need to really focus. So there are seasons of stress. Whenever you have weddings coming up, you have events, you have these, you have that. These could help you and support you. And there are different populations, different demographics in our company of people taking our products to support different things. So now, what's the proof then? Show me the proof. Tell me a practical application. Is this for me? Is this for somebody that I love? Is this for my kids? Yes, anybody can take it. You still need to make sure that you consult your medical professional. And if you have kids and you want to give this to your kids, you just need to use common sense. Like if you use any multivitamin and any other health and wellness product. Now, I want to close up with this. I want to say this from my heart. Sometimes what steals our confidence is not, the lack of desire of doing the things in a daily life, but it's like the mental fatigue. Maybe you are going through a lot because you probably have everything on your plate as a mom, as a dad, as a student, as a human. And brain fog can just slow you down, can cause you to be inconsistent wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And these will eventually hinder what you're doing on a daily basis. Now, when your clarity comes back, your confidence starts to come back too. I felt that way. I've proven this thing, and I'm not telling for you to just go and buy a refine and that's it. No, but once your body is in a good state, when you are calm, when you're relaxed, there's a lot of ideas that come to your mind and that you can go and just execute. Just go full force. Go and do your best at school. Go and do your best at your job and things like that. When you can think better, you can lead better. When you can focus better, you can work better. When you feel more mentally present, you can show up better in your workplace, with your family and your business. When you are not completely stressed and you're calm, even when you have all of these things going on right before your period, your family will appreciate it. Yes, and you are going to appreciate it as well. So that's why, Refine is incredible. It's not about pretending that this one product that solves everything. That's not what I'm saying. It's not that I am coming here to you telling you that this has never been done before. Of course, this has been done before in different parts of the world, especially in Asia. So it's not about pretending anything, but it's about you helping yourself with clarity, focus, stamina, and mental sharpness. So if that sounds something like you want to try, maybe you have tried Refine, just type it here in the chat in any of the channels. Type number 2, or no, I'm sorry, number 3 if you've tried Refine, number 4 if you have not. Type it here in the chat. But if you have not, you need to really go and try it. Just go back to the person that shared with you this video. You're going to thank this person later because you will feel good. You'll feel like completely relaxed at some point. Yes, because it helps you, like, relax, have mental clarity. You'll feel really good. So anyways,